Today, I would like us to concentrate on gratitude as medicine. And the reason why I chose this subject is because I think the more we get into this long haul of knowing that we haven't been able to really control the pandemic, it can generate anxiety. And in the long run, it can also generate perhaps some depression of seeing so many problems and difficulties at a community level and sometimes also at a personal level. So I thought that it would be good to work with how to practice a different muscle because we naturally are practicing a lot these days. The muscle of wearing is a natural response that we have. As we have commented other times in our classes, we humans have this tendency 5 to 1 to lean more towards wearing because when there are difficulties, we kind of keep thinking about them, trying to think how could we solve it or how could we prevent it. But the truth is that life is impermanence. I mean, not only Buddhist teachings teach that, but our observation of what goes on in our life. If we put the happiness on, I'll be happy when things are this way, you fill the blank. If the happiness is on things changing outside so that it fits what we want inside, we are often going to be disappointed. It's important that we bring our attention and intention to working with things and find approaches that help us to drop our fears, our discontent, and also our depression when there is a long haul of something that doesn't go the way we would like for example, with the pandemic, which now in some articles I'm reading that it's not only going to be for a few months, but it's going to be perhaps for a few years. How can we work with all this? Reflect on the effects of gratitude. Gratitude for everything that is in our life, the difficulties as well as the blessings. And there are many studies on the effects of gratitude and how it's really good for even for physical health. Gratitude and other positive emotions lower the blood pressure. Of course, when we are upset, the blood pressure goes up. It helps gratitude, it helps to sleep better and for longer times. So it's a very good practice before one goes to sleep to either write down or at least remember 3 good things during the day. And you'll be surprised in the beginning, if you haven't done this practice much, it takes a little time to start thinking, so what was that I enjoyed this day or that I was grateful for this day? But the more you do it, the more you go, oh yeah, of course, that conversation or that flower or the taste of this or, that sunrise or whatever. And so you are bringing your heart, your mind, your attention to positive experiences and then lingering a little bit with them so that you can feel the effect of it in you. There is a very beautiful book that probably many of you know by Rick Hanson called Hardwiring Happiness. And he says when we tend to stay longer with the things that upset us than with the things that bring us happiness. The things that bring us happiness, we are surprised at the moment and we enjoy it, but then quickly our attention goes somewhere else. So with this practice of remembering 3 good things that three moments during the day that you are grateful for, and then lingering a little bit on them, it's very good for your nervous system. It's very good for your emotional health because you feel also grateful and protected. And also it's a muscle that you want to start training so that you also in the morning when you wake up, giving thanks for what is already in your life. And there may be at the same time challenges. You may be sick or you may be have lost your work or whatever, but remembering the things for which you are grateful already starts your day towards this capacity for awe and for relaxing and appreciating. And so that will lower your blood pressure, will help your digestion because it helps, overcome this stress of being all tense up and tied in knots, even at the level of your digestive organs. And it helps with sleeping better. It helps with, of course, having better relationships, because then you're more appreciative for the people in your life, no matter what is that they contribute to your life. You just appreciate their presence with you. You are more appreciative of yourself, your own journey through life, and so you are more inclined to do more good things, of taking real care of you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And you have also more spiritual hope, hope in the goodness that is within you, and in the goodness you can embody, and that can keep bringing positive changes in your life and in the life of others. So let's do a little practice, and then we'll talk some more, and then we will do some other practice. So this first practice, if you like, just sit comfortably and with the spine straight, the body relaxed. We keep the spine straight because that also allows our chest to be more uncongested than if we're just sitting like this. So, but at the same time, we want the comfortable position so that we can be relaxed, that there is no effort in sitting this way. And for a moment, we are going to close our eyes or look down so that you don't get too distracted with the surroundings. And look back at your life. So kind of remember some of the major challenges and blessings that you have had in your life. And when you think of some of these difficulties that you have had or perhaps still have, but especially if you have had them, you can reflect better on this particular aspect of how, although in that moment they presented themselves as difficulties, you were also able to open up to other changes because of that, of those challenges that appear in your life. So often we grow from times of challenges and difficulties. And in the beginning, we may have even resistance to some of those conditions. But in the long run, they started to open up other possibilities within ourselves, within our approaches. And so we are looking back, on the one hand, at the difficulties, and also now let's look also at the blessings in your life, some of the things you are grateful for, moments in your life, people, experiences, all that has contributed to bring you to this moment in your life. And feeling protected and blessed by those blessings that have appeared in your life. And then also looking back at both the difficulties and the blessings, and noticing how you have grown to be more understanding, to have a greater understanding of yourself and of your relationships and of the world around you. Just like how your whole life has been and continues to be a journey of learning, and how you have unfolded every time towards a little bit more understanding. I mean, we are not talking here super big things, just noticing some possibilities of change that have happened in your life, and staying with that, staying with the blessings, whatever seems more natural for you right now. I know that sometimes we have so many problems, it's difficult to concentrate. Just pick something that's easy for you. Maybe think of the teachers you have had, the people that have loved you, something that makes you smile inwardly. If you like, you can bring one hand covering your heart, bringing yourself another way of anchoring inwardly, and maybe you have another hand at the level of your abdomen. So both of those are two wonderful places to anchor yourself and to just have a few deep breaths and try smiling from inside out. Find something to smile in your life as you look back to your life. Having this inner smile that starts in the cave of the heart, deep within us, and all the experiences we have had. And letting that smile, even if it is just a very gentle smile, like the Buddha smile, like in the statues of the Buddha you probably have seen, just a simple, easy, subtle smile, which is more often contentment and tranquility with accepting how things are. And then from tranquility comes a bit more of inner peace, having a moment of rest, resting, caring for ourselves and for others in a simple way, with gratefulness, gratitude. And let that smile, if you have find that smile in your heart, to kind of float around in your body, relax in your body. And then maybe raising to your eyes, looking through your eyes to something that makes you smile, with some memory perhaps of your childhood or youth or recent years, or loved friend or pet or something that makes you smile. And let that smile come also to the corners of your lips. A very easy, subtle smile that comes from this sense of being protected, of accepting everything that's put in our plate, the difficulties which help us grow, and the blessings that support us in this unfolding, and coming to terms with everything. There are many studies that, as I was saying, talk about the benefits of gratitude and also of smiling. So if you catch yourself that for many days now, because of your worries and all that, you haven't been able to have an inner smile or an external smile, see if you can start flexing a little bit that muscle, or at least the one of gratitude, of awe, of looking at things and all the support that you receive from everything around you, the light of the day and the support of the place where you're sitting or laying down, and having a roof over our heads, and so many things that we could not have. Even the fact of being alive, or being more or less healthy, or breathing. And if when we think of our life and our own capacity for change and possibility to keep unfolding, that gives us some peace and gives us some more inner strength to continue in this journey of facing the challenges. We can also consider that the same that in us there is this possibility for change, it's in all other human beings, and that right now all over the world people are facing many challenges, and many of them are also coming to understand their lives in ways that are more interconnected and also trying to help each other. So now I would like to teach you 3 breathings that are part of 8 breaths that are practiced together, but we are going to learn 3 today and some more next week and the following week, and then we are going some classes to the 8 breathing together. And they are also connected with this sense of letting go of where we are stuck. And so any of these breathings can help when we have difficulties. They are very simple and also very effective. We have seen part of some of them, but not the 3 together. And then we are going to do a movement to also celebrate this acceptance of life and gratitude. So the 3 breathings that I would like for us to practice together now. So the first one is just inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Again, we sit with the spine straight, the body relaxed. We can lower our eyes or close our eyes. And we are going to inhale slowly, gently, and deeply through the nose, like sighing. The air goes either to chest or abdomen, wherever it goes, don't worry. Just mainly have a relaxed inhalation, then there is a stop, and then there is an exhalation also through the nose. And every time that we inhale, we feel this sense of spaciousness, like if we are creating more space around whatever it is that's wearing us right now. And as we exhale, we let go of some of these layers of feeling limited or very worried about it. So inhaling through the nose, slowly, gently, completely. Like sighing, there is a pause there, and then slowly starting to exhale and letting go together with the air of any worries that may be bothering you right now, or even physical sensations if you're having pain. Exhaling, letting go of worries, and maybe inviting that gentle smile, that Buddha smile, letting go of the burdens that we are carrying. So that we can be of greater service to ourselves and others. With love, with compassion for ourselves, for our present. After these 5 breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose, we are going to do 5 inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. The exhalation through the mouth is through barely parted lips, and it's a long, slow exhalation. The long, slow exhalation helps to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the one that modulates the relaxation response, which we really need because lately we have been having a lot of the sympathetic nervous system response, which is more fight, flight, freeze. So 5, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, long, slow exhalation. So we go inhaling through the nose, like sighing, slowly, gently, and deeply. There is a pause at the top of the inhalation, and then in the exhalation through the mouth, very slow, without forcing. Long exhalation, allowing the whole exhalation to be completed. There is a pause at the end of it, and when the time comes, we inhale through the nose, slowly, gently, completely. It's a pause at the top of the inhalation, and then exhaling through the mouth. Slowly, gently, completely, whatever is comfortable for you, and a pause before you start inhaling again. So find your own rhythm, and let's do 3 more of this. Slow, long, gentle inhalation, pause, and the same with the exhalation. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And inviting, exploring that inner smile as we inhale and exhale. Very gentle. Coming to terms and to peace with whatever is wearing us. Inhaling light, clarity, softness. And exhaling, letting go of burdens. If you're having any kind of physical pain, you can also use this kind of breathing to let go of your pain, release the contraction. One last one. The third form of breathing is taking the air through the mouth, almost like sighing, but with you open your mouth and you take the air in, and the body is very relaxed, so the air comes down probably to here or perhaps all the way to abdomen. If it goes all the way to abdomen, great, but don't force anything. And then you close your mouth and you're going to exhale through the nose. And what's happening with that is that as the air comes in, your attention naturally goes inward, almost to the area of the abdomen. And then as you close your mouth and the air comes out, you bring your attention and just imagine that the energy is coming up from your spine, up all the way up to the higher part of your head. And so that follows more or less the path of the vagus nerve, which is one of the longest nerves we have, and is also very good for having a sense of deep relaxation. So the breathing is very simple. It's just a little bit different to what we usually do, in the sense that this time we are taking the air through open mouth like this, close the mouth, and exhale through the nose. A long, slow exhalation, but this time through the nose, without forcing. So just exploring like if we were children. We are going to do 5 of this. taking the air through mouth, like if we were sighing through the mouth, closing the mouth, and then having this sense of energy gently rising up through the spine and the back and the neck, and coming to the area of the brain, and exhaling through the nose. 4 more of these, taking the air through the mouth, closing the mouth, exhaling through the nose, but having this sense of the energy coming up through the back and the air is coming out through the nostrils. And there is always a pause at the end of the exhalation and at the end of the inhalation. So try 3 more at your own breath, very relaxed. Imagine that your whole spine and your whole nervous system is being relaxed by this very gentle stimulation of your vagus nerve. And trying that soft half smile, Buddha smile, in your lips, in your eyes, in your heart. Similar to what we feel with the loving kindness, that kind of sense of well-being. That's similar to the inner smile. Feeling how the whole body feels very relaxed. Good. Excellent. So far we have done 2 practices. The first one was like looking back on our life, and then opening ourselves to appreciate how we have been evolving towards greater understanding a little bit every time along our life, through difficulties and through blessings and through possibilities to keep discovering which is our real nature, which is really compassion and understanding. And it's often awakened through processes of challenges, compassion to ourselves and compassion to others. And this is a particular time when we are all awakening in different ways. So we want to support this new something that it's emerging. It's like there is an emerging consciousness, and we want to support it personally and in community ways. And finally, we're going to do a little movement, because that's always good for us to wake up and move and stretch a little bit. Okay, so mainly what we are going to do is we are going to stand. I'm going to move the laptop over there in a moment. And we are going to be bringing the hands down. This is one of 5 forms of Qigong, and today we are practicing one of them. I call them the forest kriyas because we often practice it in the forest, in the workshops that I give. And also they were developed by monks in the forest. And kriya means action. It's really a Sanskrit word, and which has been exported and used also within Buddhism in China. And this is a practice from one of the forms of Qigong. And what we are going to be doing is the hands are going to come up to the sides and they are going to float here. And then they are going to come down to wherever is comfortable for you as we bend forward. And then they are going to come up like this, like a receptacle receiving the energy from the earth. And then they are going to be coming back to back like this, which to me it feels almost like a prayer, especially as you go up and you look up. It's almost like offering it back to the heavens. And then the hands are pivoting so that then they go into this position, and then we draw like a circle of light around us. So I wanted to show you these positions of the hands, because once I'm standing there, perhaps you will not see it more clearly. Then they are back to back and they go up like this, and we look up and then we pivot the hands. So they were back and here they are pivoting, so that then we are creating this format here, and we are forming a circle of light around us, and we are standing right there in the center of that. Okay, let's try it. We are standing with the feet shoulder width apart, body straight and relaxed. Imagine that the head is a sphere perfectly balanced on top of the chest, and the sphere of the chest and the sphere of the head both are resting on top of the sphere of the abdomen, and they are perfectly aligned. There is like a column of energy going from the pelvic floor to the top of the head that runs in the very center of these three spheres. And we are standing relaxed. The knees are ever so slightly bent, like if we were sitting on top of a tall stool, and the hands are by the side of the body. And we are ready to begin. We begin by floating the arms up, and they float up to the height of the shoulders. And then they are going to come down. You don't need to touch the floor. You're just kind of bending, receiving the energy from the earth and all the blessings and challenges from life. And we process them through us, through the center of us. And we let them be lifted to the heavens. Our hands pivot up there, and we form that kind of triangle. And then we are creating this circle of light around us, relaxing the shoulders, face, all the muscles as we go down. Again, bowing to receive whatever comes from life, and receiving it to the center of ourselves as the hands come up, they pivot on the top, and then we form this circle of light standing in the center of it, protected and in peace, with a soft smile. Let's do 5 of these at your own pace, in a relaxed way, and practicing the inner smile in whatever measure you can do it today. Just relaxing and remembering something for which you are grateful and that brings peace and joy to you at this moment, even if it is an ever so slight joy. Whatever it is, stay with it, smile. Maybe you notice a resistance to smiling. That's okay too. First we start where we are, and then we just relax into it and keep exploring like children. So let's do 3 more of these, totally present at your own pace. Smiling, the inner smile. Receiving, bowing to life for what it gives us, and transmuting it into offering into the sky, accepting it as part of our journey of greater understanding and of discovering our inner nature of compassion and joy. Without judging. So if for you today is too much to think of all these things, just enjoy the movement. Totally relax, bending forward to receive, bowing to what's being put in the plate, and then offering it to the sky as part of our journey and creating this circle of light. Let's do one more, the last one. This time the hands flow down and they meet in the front. And we are standing for a moment in this circle of light, feeling protected and at peace, blessed in many ways. And then we put the feet together, the hands together like in prayer, bringing the hands together at the forehead, the third eye area, for a new vision and understanding. And we breathe in blessings in our life. One or two blessings again that you are particularly grateful for. Sensing how it feels in your body and in your life to have these blessings. And then lowering the hands to the center of our breastbone, centering ourselves, and sending a whiff of peace and of gratitude to someone that is in our life. Knowing that probably at this moment, this person with the pandemic and so many things is also going through his or her own problems, and sending this for them to sense a whiff of their burden being lifted or partially lifted. Whatever can be happening, we send it and imagine the person receiving it. Now we greet each other by bringing our hands to our forehead and to our heart, greeting our spirit and being thankful also for this community we have. Thank you. So the wonderful thing about practicing together is that we are also resonating with each other while we practice. I mean, we are not in the same room, but we are in the same space energetically, in our minds, in our hearts. We know that we are here together. So thank you very much for coming and practicing, and hope that any of these three practices you might retake during the week, or if not, just remember how you felt and use whichever part or whichever adaptation works for you. So I'm going to unmute you all and hear a little bit about any questions or anything that you might have. Let's hear what you want to say.
I'm not really presentable today.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm not feeling well. I wasn't up for the movement, but it's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. So it's good that at least you saw that you can do it also by sitting. So you bring your arms to
Mhm.
the side, and then you kind of slowly bring the hands down to whatever is possible for you movement, and then bringing the hands together, receiving. The back of the hands go together like this, and they go up to whatever range you might have today. They turn, they form this triangle, and then they form the oval, the circle of light. And if you cannot move at all, your shoulders or whatever, you saw us doing it and you see me doing it, and you can imagine yourself do it. And that's the wonderful thing about our body, that whatever we put in our mind and we tell the body that's happening, the body takes those clues and runs with it. I mean, there are many studies on neuroplasticity, on for example, there is an article that you can read just looking it in the internet, and it's called Can Thoughts and Actions Change Our Brain? Two scientists are talking there about how the mind, the intention, actually brings actual changes in the body. And they were talking about, for example, an experiment where there are some people playing the piano and some other people imagining that they were playing the piano, and then the brains were measured and both had the same development in their brain. Not only the ones that actually manually were playing the piano, but the ones that were going through those motions in their head. And that I have heard also from Qigong teachers of mine that had said, if you know the form or any of the movements, and some of these forms are 64 movements or whatever, but any of the movements that we have been doing, if you can visualize yourself doing it and feeling, you know, okay, I'm lifting my arms, I'm opening my chest, your body takes that and experience it. The same that when we go, oh, there is a snake, and maybe there is not a snake, it's just some rope, but you thought it was snake, your body will go into, you know, producing adrenaline and getting ready to fight and to run and all that, and it's just all in your head because you thought that that was a snake. So sorry to hear that you're not feeling well today.
No, thank you. But this was, I did the meditations, although I fell asleep every time.
That's okay. That's it
I
happens.
needed it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining, and hope that you will feel better. About sleeping during the meditation, don't worry. I mean, that's also another very common thing that happens when one is tired or whatever. But the voice, and the same that we were saying with the movements, the voice and the indications somehow percolate in a different way, but so that you can have a sense of relaxation, which is part of the advantages of the meditation. Of course, in the meditation, if we can stay awake, we also have at some points some other insights or whatever. But even lowering the level of stress or of being exhausted is already um, a great blessing for your immune system, for your digestive system, for your possibilities of resting more deeply, etc. So thank you.
Thank you.
So next time I was thinking we will come back to the inner smile, but another version of the inner smile, which is smiling to particular organs. And that's part of a Taoist practice for relaxing and replenishing the organs. I'm thinking of teaching you the continuation of these breathings so that we can get to do at one point the 8 breath that come from the Indian tradition, and then also the other inner smile that's more about understanding the relation between emotions and organs, and how particular emotions particularly affect certain organs, and then how to smile to those organs. Well, thank you so much for coming. I mean, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amelia.